Opposed? Okay, so moved. Okay, let's take a look at the consent agenda. Do you have any discussion on the consent agenda for tonight?
I have a question. Someone's question about totals.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was just noticing, like refunds, like 1, 2, 3 on swimming lessons, or
Yeah,
pool
people
memberships.
signed up, and then they're not gonna go to swim lessons, and then one family bought, the wife and husband each bought a family membership, so one had to be reimbursed.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And the flow test, what is that? Is it the flow
Where you
test?
at?
Well, it's under fire, it's SCBA flow test.
That the firemen were.
Oh,
On your air-to-air.
okay, gotcha.
It's gonna be tested every year.
Okay.
That was from NES, then, was it NES?
Yes.
Okay, yes, that's what it was.
Yes. Okay, my other question is this. In the minutes from last month, it says that sewer line, the company that was repairing it hit the sewer main, and a jet truck was then needed, and we paid for the jet truck?
For right now. That's what's on the agenda now.
Okay,
Right.
because
Yeah.
we didn't break it, right? Okay. Oh, and the deposit and insurance for St. Pat's Church. Is that, one's dated 3/9/19 and one's dated 11/11/18?
Yeah, that's on the fundraising account from the fire department, so that's for their pancake breakfast in November, and then in March, that's for the St. Pat's dinner, already reserve it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
sorry, all right, that's all I've got.
My question then is on item G, building permit for Fred Heimbach. So there was a P&Z meeting last week for that, so did they take any action?
Yeah, they approved his request.
Okay, so do we need to have any action?
You can make them reconsider their request, but if they're fine with it, their action can be the final thing on it.
I'm okay with it, so we can take that out and put it into the agenda now. Conversation will be great. I'll move to,
I think we
separate.
should do it as, I think anybody requested.
Okay, we can move it out. Let's put it, we'll mark it right after 16. How about that? All right. Anything else?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second? All in favor? Opposed? So moved. All right. Down to number 5. Discussion possible action on public hearing for resolution 18-0618/01 of the necessity and on urban renewal plan amendment. We need to move it into a public roll call or a public hearing. So do I have a motion for that? Okay. Second? Roll call?
Aye.
Okay, so moved. All right. Discussion?
We held 2 meetings on this since our last meeting. The first meeting was the required conference with the Planning and Zoning Committee, and they reviewed the amendment and passed a resolution. I don't know, they're making it their file, Heidi, what the P&Z did.
No.
Well, anyway, they were recommending that you adopt it, and then we also had sent notices to the other jurisdictions involved that overlap with the city of Neola, including Pot County, Iowa Western Community College, and the school district, and invited them to come make comments on the plan. Nobody came. So it's still basically the same thing as when there's been no any alterations to it at all since the first time we looked at it. So it's the same thing. I didn't,
Any public comments on this one, by any chance? Anybody out there? Okay, do I have a motion to move out of public hearing?
I'll move to close the hearing.
Second? Roll call?
Aye.
So moved. Let the record show that we started the public hearing at 5:34 and ended it at 5:36. Now, vote for the resolution.
I'll move resolution 1806,
Second? Okay. All in favor? Opposed? So moved. Okay, and I need a motion to go into public hearing on number 6, discussion of possible action on public hearing for finance of hiring property, 705th Street with Farm and Merchant Bank for $250,000, resolution 18-0618-02.
Make a motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, roll call.
Aye.
Okay, let the record show that we went into public hearing at 5:38. Discussion.
same actions as what we've been discussing. Basically, it's not a taxpayer-backed loan. It's pretty much just a financed acquisition of it. We'll recoup the money for it through the TIF amendment that we just made within 3 years. I have not all the way out to it. He said he would do it. I'm more confused and fire questions at me for a while. Basically, this resolution is just that we held a public hearing. It's called an additional action resolution. We can pass the agreement once we have it all done.
Okay.
Okay, do we have any public discussion? Okay, do I have a motion to go out of public hearing?
I'll move to close the hearing.
Second?
I'll second it.
Okay, roll call.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Okay. So, discussion on making a motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept the resolution 18-0618-02 between the city and the Farmers Merchants Bank.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Heidi, can you correct that to say opened at 5:37 and closed at 5:38?
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, number 7, we're moving on. Discussion of possible action on resolution 18-0618-03, adding 2 signs for a 4-way stop at 5th and Pearl Street. Discussion? This was brought to our attention by Rob. Seems to be a problem with going to the baseball diamond and going back and forth to the pool using that roadway with the kids walking back and forth. We do have 4-way stops at a lot of the other corners on the other streets, so this would just be adding to it. It is a 1-way strip that goes directly without stop signs out to the country, and it is cars moving very, very quickly.
Up and down the
I
street.
think
Yes.
up that hill too,
Yes.
all the way up and down.
Especially large
Slide.
semis.
Yeah.
And our park's gonna get busier. So
Right.
Amber and I have witnessed too many close calls.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I'll motion to accept resolution 18-0618-03.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so moved. Okay, number 8, discussion of possible action on reimbursement of $6,180.47 for Eldon Hups sewer backup on 405th 2nd Street. Eldon? Great.
Well,
No.
back in 2000, when I put my basement in my house, I had bricks, do all new plumbing in the house, ran all new PVC out to the city main. I had no issues, nothing. Well, March 13th, the sewer backed up. In my basement. Getting into my carpet and making a big mess. So I called Exarban Plumbing. They come out, rotor-rooted it. And at that time, I called Harry. Jeremy was not working that day. I called Eric to have him come up and hang out and see what's going on. They rotor-rooted it. When they were pulling back in the snake, they pulled in roots and a ball of snot, more or less.
I didn't see anything that pulled back.
You didn't? Okay. Anyway, they pulled back a root ball, a root, and a snot of stuff. And I said, well, that's not good for that company. I says, we need the cameras. He ran his camera down. Pipes look clean, everything's great. Did you see that part?
I saw where he said that your connection wasn't good from your sewer line to your main.
You can see the pipes are all clear.
The pipes themselves were clear.
Right.
And he told us that the connection
Right.
from your pipes to the main,
Right.
the roots were growing back.
In that rubber boot. He said in that rubber boot, off of my saddle.
He just said it was,
Yes.
he was
Okay.
coming through right there.
I asked him, where'd it come from? He said, well, two options, either the main or on top of your saddle, there's a rubber boot where my pipe connects into. Okay? I said, all right, what do I do now? Do I dig that up? He says, no, I think you're fine. He says, that rubber boot looks a little funky on there, but I think you're fine. For 15 years, I think you're fine. Okay? So, what do? I go get new carpet. On the 18th. Everything's great. Wife's happy. Carpet. Shit, that's dear. Well, 5:15, it does the same thing. It backs up again. I'm home that week on vacation, getting ready for my daughter's graduation party.
Luckily.
Luckily. I'm doing around the house, you know, all fired up. Go down, look in my utility room. There's my sewage again. I caught it in time because it did not get all the way out like it did this time. We got a little bit of my new carpet, but nothing like that. All right? It's all rotor-rooter again. Called his garbage again. Comes out and rotor-rooter. I said, what's the deal? He said, well, I think it's that rubber boot on top of your saddle. I said, all right, it's my problem. It needs to be fixed. I have 4 days for graduation, get it fixed. So I had a plumber come over, give me a bid. Come over, give me a bid. I said, I gotta get it done. If I can't, I got graduation in 4 days. I said, but before you start, I want you to run your camera down there and tell me what you see. He ran his camera down, dropped in the main, and there's that water in the main. First thing he said, I said, that main is backed up. I went and got Jeremy. Jeremy come up and look. Jeremy says, no, it's flowing. It don't look like it's flowing very fast to me. It was flowing. So I wasn't, whatever. You know, them guys kind of got talking back. And I said, whatever. I said, it needs to be fixed. Big straight up, fix my saddle. So the next day they come and they start digging. And they didn't get there very early. They start digging. That night before they left, they dug enough to see the top of my saddle. And before they left, they were digging some more. Well, then they clipped my sewer line about 5 feet back from the saddle. No big deal. It's gonna be fixed anyway, right? Okay. Next day, we're gonna check the state track, which is Friday. Wife and I, we gotta take showers. We gotta take showers. We get up, take 3 showers. Take off to Des Moines. And I don't know, it was about 10 o'clock, I called Brian. I said, Brian was my watch guard. I said, what's going on over there? He said, well, we're scooping out water and mud right now. I said, oh, imagine that. I took showers for him. So anyway, I just keep me posted. About 2 hours later, he called me. He said, well, I got all the mud scooped out there and all this, and they took the saddle off of the main. And water was backflowing out of that main where they took the saddle off. Brian said, went down and got Jeremy. Jeremy come up and looked. And that's when Jeremy, I guess, ordered the Roto-Rooter truck to come out. Is that right, Jeremy?
In between that time is when we did it with the back. After we discovered it was back.
Yeah.
That's when.
Yeah, he took the
When you
saddle
blow
off.
water out of it, out of the hole. When it did it.
Yeah, so there's water coming out of, when they dug, there's water coming out of connection when they hit his first. So they hit his pipe, where it all went. So then they were digging a little more because they didn't want to hand it much and clip the main too. So then we got a hole in our main pipe, went wherever. So when I got up there was water coming back up through that pipe there. So then I thought, well, there's got to be something in there. I suppose, don't know what it is, when I talked, it could be anything. It could be some of the sewer main, could be some of the pipe, could be, who knows, could be roof. So I had him come, they went jetted, by that time, it went down. There was no more water there by the time the jet truck came. But I still had him going to do it. So when he went up, when he came back, he did have a little bit of a root ball when it came back. I don't know if that'd be enough to make that all flow up that way or not. I don't know. You got 4 apartments up there, 3 other houses, and that's a lot of water. How big is it all good?
How big is the main pipe? How big is the
8-inch
main and the 4-inch service line? Is that what it is?
He's got 4 instead of 3.
I turned the top. I put, Eldon calls that a rubber boot. The correct term, when I purchased them from the utility equipment company, that is an approved sewer saddle. The only rubber part of it is the seal between the cast iron and the stainless steel band. And I have yet to have one fail, and I have yet to have one slip. What they was seeing with the camera was the water main the sewer main was half full of water. And it looked like it was slipped halfway. It didn't slip. There was no need to change that tap. And there was no bad fittings on that line. I just stopped by as a sidewalk superintendent, curious of the thousands of dollars worth of work I had done on city water mains and sewers, and I don't think I've ever had a call back. If I did, I'd like to have somebody prove to me where I made a mistake, but I'm pretty old, I can't remember when. I just feel there was nothing wrong whatsoever with Elder's line. Even what them guys, them little cameras, when he looked down there and that water line is sitting half, or sewer line, flow line is halfway up on the main, he just says, oh, it's halfway slid around. That don't slide. 18 years without sliding, it never did.
So is that the actual pipe?
Yes. The jogger guy, the way I did it, the way he was trying to explain it to me, that there was a rubber boot up here where my line connected into. There's not a rubber boot up there. My PVC went straight to that. And like Jeremy said, he had the pump, start pump come up or whatever. We don't know what all they sucked out of there. When's the last time that thing's been rotor rooted sucked out?
Would have been, right when I first started, because I got my butt chewed, because I never told the homeowners to cover their toilet. We got a call from, remember that? So it was probably 8 years, 8,
A lot of stuff was in there, ain't there?
I suppose, by the time we had it really moved and get it.
Now, I will say, the only information we have at that point is from the plumbers that you hired to rubber root it out and put the camera down. Right? So, I mean, and they specifically state on there that that's what they say.
Yeah,
Now,
that's what-
I understand what Herb's saying.
That's what they think.
Right.
Okay.
And
I don't know.
I'm not saying this is the first time Herb's wrong.
But it's funny to me, after 18 years, no problems, no nothing, why boom? Why? Here's what I'm thinking. This is my theory. The main was partially plugged. When everybody did their laundry, took showers, whatever, at the same time, eventually, they got back up to my house. I got all the shit. My theory is, it's my responsibility from my house to the street, correct?
To the main, yeah.
To the main. Okay? And it's the city's responsibility to keep that main clean?
Yeah, it's responsible for me.
So the way I see this, there was no problem with my plumbing.
Is Elwood on the end of the line or something? Would anybody else be affected if there was a plumbing?
I don't.
That's the first thing I questioned is, I mean, nobody else had any issues. I don't know.
Nobody's lived in a church house for 2 months. Maybe they did back up, I don't know.
Right.
No,
They've been really working.
they've been working.
Well, how he measured it, how he knew where he thought it was plugged, I don't know. Only thing I think is when I was talking to Eldon, he shot his camera down so far and pulled it back up. You wouldn't be able to see anything full of water.
Right.
So he must pull it out, and he said it's right on the other side of the barricade, which would be between his house and probably that other house, which it wouldn't affect.
Right. I mean, the apartments and the burners.
I'm low.
We know it
They're
was
high.
restricted because
Where's it
there
go?
was no water, at that time of the day, there was no water. There was hardly any water coming through that, and there's still water coming back up. So you know it was restricted somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but there was a restriction. I mean, there was water coming out of that when I showed up, but there's a whole multiple things that happened right before then too. You know.
Now, did they break that main before they took that out?
Yep, we're after.
No,
That main was
they broke the main
broke
after I
yours.
came and got here.
Yeah, they broke yours, they broke that main when he was
Eric, no.
coming. They were digging a little more, and then that's when they started taking that thing out. So there was,
They had that off, they had that off before I came and got you.
I do have to admit it.
yeah,
The plumbers that I did get, I mean, what do I do? I got 4 days before, I was on the phone 3 hours trying to find somebody to come out to do this.
There's a reason they were available.
But I'll tell you what, Did I know that? No. I needed my problem fixed. And I was taking responsibility that everybody was telling me that it was my problem. So I look at it the way, I don't think it was my problem. I think the main was blocked. I think you guys were responsible for these bills.
Did anybody, there was a camera went down that pipe twice and no one recorded it at all?
Right, didn't have, well, he was there first time, Jeremy there second time, why record it?
Well,
I got my city guys there.
to, help mitigate this.
Oh, yeah, it probably should have been.
Right.
You're probably right, Bill.
Because I'm not arguing with you that it may or may not have been, but how do we know? Right now, it's just conjecture. Okay, I think this and I think that, but nobody knows.
Well, after the first time they wrote a road, I did. The second time, within a month?
I understand.
Are my pipes gonna
No, I
shit up in a month?
shouldn't.
I don't think so.
But
So that's where I'm at.
So that no one really knows whose fault it was. Or where the fault was.
the only
I mean-
evidence was a ball of root from somewhere.
And what else they sucked out there? Who knows what come out of there and went into that truck? We don't know.
But
They
the other question is though that we had some marginally competent contractors up there who caused damage to the city's property and yours, and we don't know if that had anything to do with it, right?
No, we don't, but I don't. Thank you.
I mean, so I guess, like how big was the hole that they created in the side of the main? Do you know that?
I wasn't there. I
Got
can't
a
tell you.
picture.
Would it have been enough to create debris that would potentially cause more
We got a
restrictions?
picture of them cut. You guys got that?
And have we talked to anybody's insurance companies about any of this?
I talked to Warren, mine does not cover sewer backup. And I said, oh, great.
This is the piece of pipe they put on, this is the cut. Now, I will say, putting that little strap on right on this side, that took me 45 minutes. And that's about the
Hey,
time,
I agree.
and that's about the time I told him I'm not gonna believe in a word he says.
I agree, they weren't, they. But I
Is that a
was
man down in the
in this
hole?
situation.
That's all.
How am I supposed to know they were?
That's
there?
somebody like
that.
They were students.
This
I know.
must be.
So look at that.
We're just tied in, I'm assuming.
We have coverage for these claims, they're all gone.
What?
Our general liability policy covers us if this, which we're gonna be on
Yeah,
phone.
we can turn this in then.
Or did you see the break in the main?
We can't.
Did you see the break in the main? Did you see the break?
I don't think the insurance company. Do you?
I never saw it.
No.
Now,
They're on my name. Eldon didn't know, he went through the phone book,
Yep.
picked out a name, but I wouldn't let them back in town.
So that number there, Eldon, the 6,100, is that covers everything out of pocket you spend?
yes.
So is this a section of the street that we're looking down into? They cut out there? That main? And that's your side, that's that piece of pipe right there?
Yeah, they can correct it. I just showed that it was okay. Yeah. Now, if I can read this correctly,
Yeah, I can't
which
read
I
it.
don't know if I am,
Yeah,
I can't read it at all.
either.
he also charged by man hour, which is why I stayed for one little strap.
Right.
It took 45 minutes for a 5-minute job. I mean, I stood there for how long? And they didn't like me standing.
No more squirrels.
Well, they didn't, after a while, they didn't like me either.
I know that.
Because they knew I was getting scared. You know, I mean, I had a lot on my plate. I needed my freaking, I had graduation Sunday. I got people coming to my house. It's gotta be fixed.
I tried to
I
come
need
up
people
and
at my house when my,
I tried to come up and clean
Back up.
everything up for you too.
I know you did, Eric, but I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it. And he was gonna put some gravel in there, and I said, no, I don't think we should.
Cameras.
Because if that sinks,
Footage.
someone flies over it,
I don't know.
I would
would
assume,
be fine.
yes.
Yeah, the ones I hired, they kind of showed a little digital deal this years ago.
I appreciate
Far
it.
out.
Those are recorded.
Ran a cable 200 foot out.
So, I mean,
Is this a different company, this one?
so did you have to replace all your carpet then at the second time, or just?
No, just the first time.
This is
The second time, it got just into it a little bit.
Yeah.
I caught it in time.
But he had this
If
excited.
I would've been home, I
Right?
would've came home the same thing.
Two walls.
And that's just the carpet in my living room, that's not in my bedroom, which is down there, I did not do that, I just did my living room area.
So Xarvin was not the plumber that did the work, they just.
No.
they did the
Yeah,
camera.
we're-
He was the rotor rooter and the
Yeah.
camera guy, yeah.
What's the name of this other company? It's cut off.
It's cut off.
Stooge Brothers. Shower plumbing.
The shallow?
Shower.
Oh, shallow?
Shower.
Shower plumbing. Out of, Missouri.
They should stick to shallows, not.
Will I have him back again? I recommend it to anybody.
This is $3,500.
Okay,
But so
all
far,
right.
it's been about a month and I haven't had backup. So far,
So,
good.
And I speak again,
yep, go ahead, Herb.
I don't want to get into any money figures, but I'm just speaking that I think Eldon's line is nothing wrong with it, whatever. But I would highly suggest, as a 40 years doing this work, if the city takes care of it, I would hope to God with my tax money, you didn't give that guy even half of what he.
That was kind of my next question.
Yeah, exactly.
Disputed.
And I would ban him from ever working in town. If you don't believe me, ask that guy
You
that,
paid it in full.
Yeah.
ask the guy that
Yeah.
cleaned the sewer for the city. He's had past experience with it. Eldon didn't know no better, he'd go through the phone book,
Right.
find it. But I wouldn't let him work it, I wouldn't let him work on a doghouse.
So here it says they ran 200 foot and the trouble was at 160 feet. Any approximation from inside your house to where
To the main,
yeah.
150. I don't know what it was.
So obviously they had got
I can't remember.
All I know is he said he dropped into the main a little bit. The rotor in the main a little bit.
Well, I would say clearly there was blockage on the other side of his deal. I mean, if he knew he went past the tap.
Do we have any recourse? We don't have any recourse with this admin rule, or, sorry, insurance issue. We can just handle
Can I
that.
ask a question? Elton, do you already pay these guys?
Yes.
gonna say, what, do we have recourse to these guys in the aftermath? Assume this is our issue.
If you're interested in knowing the insurance company, they have a file a claim before you pay. That's what I would do.
I'd rather get on that rate than just, I mean, I don't dispute, Eldon, what you're saying, I guess, my opinion is, I don't know, how do we, it seems to make sense that we just land issue.
I think we should just turn it into insurance.
Do that first, then just follow up with the insurance.
And let them see what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Contractor.
Would you file a claim for still? I got your claim for. It's for our insurance. We have coverage for this thing. Like say we do something wrong, like a main issue, we have coverage for it. We have a form that we need to fill out and turn it into our company in Des Moines. But if you fill that out for us, make the claim, we can process it, and then there may be that way of dealing with it.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. You have that form already, Heidi? Or do you?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right.
I'll
Okay.
do it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so, what action should we take? Motion to, turn over the insurance and come back to it later? Okay. So, I'll make that motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great, so moved.
So with that, that's the biggest reason why I want them all videos.
So you turn in the insurance company, they decide if they're gonna pay? Yeah.
Yeah, we have to go out
Makes
for
sense.
insurance to see if they can cover it. We might need more information, this may not be enough, so we might have to get a hold of you, get more information from Hill Valley if we have to. We would like it better itemized. Just letting it out may not be sufficient enough. We might need to have it itemized in detail, so we'll keep in contact with you if that's the case. Awesome.
Thank you, Owen.
Have a good night.
Thank you. All right, 8, discussion of possible action on building permit for Jenny and Aaron Eckery at 209 Second Street driveway.
Yeah, guys, I put this on there.
Oh, okay, this is
Uh,
oh my God. Go for it.
So there's no other driveways going
Oh, yeah,
into that whole block. So, I mean, they,
And they want to go right beside their house?
yeah, they want to go from the street and come right in along that sidewalk and go right along the house of the driveway. And as you can see from here, all the way down there, it is done. But, I just think, well, you know,
Is that conflict with any ordinances though, that they can't?
there's nothing wrong when it says anything about a concrete pad. I said as long as they're not parking on the sidewalk, blocking the sidewalk, I think we would have no problem. But,
Right, well, that's common sense, yeah.
I don't know, just because I don't know why they never ever had anything in that block that way.
Now, do they have something in the back of their house?
They got a
There's a
garage in the
garage.
back of their house too.
So why don't they put the driveway in that way?
Which way is their garage facing? Is it facing, where they can pull into their garage from if they built, if they put in a driveway, or is it sit for the doors on the opposite side?
The doors are here.
I just, if we don't have an ordinance against it, I don't know that we can say anything about it anyway.
That's basically true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's facing down the alley.
As it stands right now, we don't even need to do the proper building permit for driveway.
No.
Okay.
So I just wanted to make sure it was okay with you guys, for them, that there's nothing that block
There's
that way.
already a cutout for a driveway there.
Yeah, it's got one.
Really?
There used to be one.
That one they wanted was out of full, I think it'd be for their driveway if they wanted to, so they're not messing with our curb and gutter, it'd be great.
Okay.
It's kind of a steep elevation on the backside though, isn't it?
It really is.
Hopefully it doesn't cause a water
Well,
issue for the neighbors.
I think what it looks like it's going on that side.
Yeah. That's one that's on between these two. I imagine they'd have enough space.
Didn't it say something about
to kind of figure out.
water being shot off thing?
Yeah, they're gonna have to
Pave around
make sure they reinforce that water
Put
shut
a
off,
box
so they're not,
around it or something.
so they don't bend it. So get with them when they start doing that, make sure that thing is reinforced and,
And make sure there's
Yeah.
nothing under there.
so like,
Yeah,
I mean, if anything, it's their own line.
right.
If it messes up, they're gonna have to tear up their own company.
Yeah, so there's no action that we can take based on that, right?
I don't think so. Okay, number 10, discussion of possible action on code of ordinances.
I got it all done. So it's sitting on Heidi's computer now.
I was gonna say, I don't see it in here.
Oh, no, it's a lot longer.
Oh.
It basically looks like.
It's
like
missing every month. What the
1,400
heck?
pages between you as well.
Alright.
So here's what I was thinking is that, I guess since Ethan came back on, the majority of the people were involved in this before it was on, but since you guys are all new, I don't know if we ever even went through it as we did. No, we didn't, so.
No, not this group.
Yeah.
We did.
We kind of.
Because we started it last fall, yeah.
yes.
So there's a copy, I'd like you just to look it all over and then, you know, if you want to just have like a special meeting sometime, or if you want to just make it part of another deal. There's a process we need to follow to adopt it now. Now there's a copy available for review. They can, it's just the same thing like we just did with other deals. Put a notice in the paper, give people opportunity to come comment about it at a hearing, do it, that kind of thing. So we just got to go through that once you're fine. But it should be everything that
Will we have to publish that whole document?
I normally do it that way, even though it costs more. It just, you can do like a summary deal, but it's just, I think it's easier just to say, well, put the whole thing. Yeah, exactly. And just pay whatever it costs. I mean, it'll cost like $2,000.
Insert for me.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it will be, yeah.
It'll be awful.
We stop by and take a look.
Or I can forward it out to you.
So could you just email it that way?
Yeah.
All right, I mean,
That works.
That's okay, so first we have to do, open it up to the public, we gotta send it out to them, and then what? We have to schedule a public hearing, or?
We could do the public hearing at the next regular meeting if you wanted to,
Okay.
and then just, if you want to have any kind of meeting in between to just kind of.
well, after we have some, if there are any public comments, that'd be a good time to go back and entertain those.
Yeah.
Okay. Public hearing in July during your July meeting. Okay. All right, great.
Good job.
Thanks, Clint.
Well, since
Sure,
you're
we're thrilled.
We'll say that after we have to read that whole thing too. All right, number 11, discussion of possible action on Irwin, Van Arsdale, and Williams raises. The three of us have met with each one of those individuals, and we have come up with a 3.5 cost of living allowance that is approved by the city council. Percent.
Did you guys do reviews also?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
So are we going to entertain any sort of performance increases, or are you going to?
We have a couple ideas, but if you
Yeah.
want to talk about them and give them the opportunity for a closed session, that's fine too.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was part of what we were talking about here tonight, or what the plan was.
We were just looking at this, I think, because
Just a COLA for tonight?
yeah, because the next meeting will
Yeah.
kind of follow
Just
after the
fix
budget
it.
starts.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
And we haven't had a chance to discuss the performance options with everybody else. So we kind of talked about it after we did all of them.
Yeah.
So we just make.
I'll move, I'll move to approve the recommended 3.5% cost of living allowance for Irwin, Van Arsdale, and Wiener.
Second.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so moved. 12, discussion of possible action on taking bids for insulating gray shed.
Just said free shed.
It's
just
the big
machine shed where the dump truck
Surely
gets
on
put
there,
in,
right?
and the
Surely.
shelving, all the hoodoo stuff's in there. It's much more difficult now with the racks in place.
Yeah. But I think it needs done.
It'd be better
I mean,
now than in the winter.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Get it done before winter comes.
You guys just think like spray, or any thoughts? I guess, yeah, that's what we throw it out for bid. to see.
We
I
want
don't
it
know
to be
what.
colder outside than it is in.
It's something, our equipment's getting bigger now, especially since that back truck now. We're gonna need something to keep that thing warm too, you know, 'cause it does have water and stuff.
We don't have a heat source in there, though, do we?
Not yet, no. That, we got a there's a gas meter right by the water plant. I'm hoping maybe we could chat. If we did gas, we would do all electric, so we could do all electric, that'd be pretty.
Is there?
Didn't you find a heater
Yeah.
in there or something, or a fire
Yeah, we got
department
that, so
had
we'd have to
one?
get that gas line, I mean, hopefully we could use that same meter, put that gas line to that gray shed, and then get them, we got those two heaters up there. I think it,
Right,
it's not like we're gonna keep it at 90.
Well,
Right.
they're both freezing.
We have 45.
Yeah.
Keep
I have to-
concrete above freezing.
Yes.
Concrete's huge. Yes.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to take bids for insulating the guy's gray shed.
Great, second.
Any
Do we need-
specifics on gravel insulation? I would say we should need to be, some type of
Write up a.
scope of work here.
Spray foam, you know, 2-inch spray foam, I mean, roughly, I think it's.
Spray foam's amazing.
Yeah.
I know that from experience. But
Yeah, I think what they normally do is they'll spray foam the walls and blow the ceiling, I think is basically how it works.
Do we have to, I don't know if there has to be any consideration for the inside wall covering surface, if it's foam versus fiberglass, or fire, I don't know.
I don't know that either.
If it's left exposed, I don't know if there is any. Maybe should we consult our insurance company and see if they have,
that probably wouldn't hurt.
just to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
So can we do that first and then let that determine where we go with it?
Yeah.
And if not, I'm good with foam. It's awesome. It's more expensive. but
It's more expensive.
Yeah, it's quite a lot more expensive. But it does everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that building lined, but there's nothing, just framework.
Yes, so.
Yeah, insurance. Yeah, would be a good start.
Okay, we need a motion.
Carla started making motion, I interrupted her.
So, are we gonna check with insurance first now?
I would like to. I think that would be prudent. Because if we put a bunch of foam up and then they say, well, now you're in violation and you had a drywall or cover the whole interior or something else, that was really gonna drive up the cost.
So we have to make a motion that we'll take bids for it pending approval of insurance.
Okay, second.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, possible, 13, possible, discussion possible action on Karen Marston's water and sewer consumption due to toilet leak. This
What
is
was
the
this,
last
what was
thing.
this about?
This is the, yes, it's perpetual. Every year it seems like somebody's toilet leaks or water softener doesn't work and we get stuck with $106 of bills
There's a
that
rule or
it's,
there's something that says we're not responsible for that.
well, yeah, we don't have to do anything and then it falls back on feeling guilty. I mean, it's,
Yeah,
Exactly.
but we always have.
and then we should be feeling guilty. But I mean, it's the homeowner's responsibility and it's happening in their house, not ours. But
I
Didn't
mean, were they gone?
we go with
That you
On
wouldn't
Boyers
know
No,
that
she
didn't
was
cover
there.
half?
Roger's
no,
the
the
one that
bonds,
caught the
we
leak
just
and
asked her to
fixed
make a
it.
deal with us and
But he
whatever
caught
she
it
could
before
afford.
our billing came out. She didn't realize everything that was going on. It was during the same
I
time
was
her
gonna say, it was
husband
tough
passed
time
away.
for her.
Yes.
I wondered.
I mean, I wouldn't mind offering the same kind of arrangement that we did for Yvonne. It's similar
How much
circumstances.
was it?
For her to determine what she could afford to pay as like an installment plan and just go forward with that, but I don't know if that's.
I thought we wrote off a lot of bonds. Yes.
It was all said and done eventually, yes, we
Yes.
had to, we still have to pay.
It's just hard on there.
What?
Was the leak due to the handle chain or was it around the seal?
Don't know.
I just know that she doesn't go down there very often, and I wouldn't be surprised if Don was the last one to use.
Yeah.
So if you gave her a credit for the whole amount, we'd be looking at $828 compared to our average bill.
Her normal
When it
bills,
happened to Yvonne Boyer, we gave her about, hers was over,
1,400, wasn't it?
yeah, it was pretty high. And we gave her the whole credit besides $350. And we set that in terms of $5 a month as long as it takes. And her son actually just paid that off, so,
So Karen's monthly bill is about 61 for water and sewer.
yeah.
Hey, Pete. $800. So,
Yeah, like I said, and what,
Oh,
what,
429, 483 or something, okay. Yeah, exactly. It's a bill 61 plus 82 and 13.
$840 difference
Yeah.
is what we credit them.
Is that something you should start turning
well,
into our insurance or something?
it's not our problem though. I mean, technically, it's not a city, it's not.
Right.
But, like I said,
Is
the
it
spirit of
anything in the
generosity,
ordinance
you know,
book?
no. I'd be more just to do the same thing.
Exactly,
Ask her what
because
she
it-
can afford to pay a month and work out a deal. It takes what it takes to recover the costs.
I said it's similar things.
And there you go. How much for Yvonne?
I don't.
Say it again.
What?
Yvonne?
Yvonne, we gave her, I don't remember the exact credit, it was quite a bit. Her bill was over, just for the usage was over $1,400 or something. And we did all of it except for $350 to $400. And then we did $5 a month payment till, as long as it took. I did the math one day, it would have took over 40 years to make that payment, but she knew.
The family did split up with us, right?
Yeah, the family did pay for it in full.
So did we write off 75%, was it? I'm just guessing by what she said. Which would be what?
Pretty drop line.
I don't,
That's the thing.
I don't know.
Keep doing it.
Well,
That's why I put the average of her water and sewer below here, so you guys could see what her average was if you wanted to take that away from that.
Right.
I know she can't afford this, because she called me almost 2 years, so.
That'd be $620. Let's see if she can work with the rest. I don't know, this is just rough figuring, I know. But
What were your thoughts?
Yeah, well, when Cole said that 75% around the bill,
yeah,
I
No,
think
I
we
just-
kind of use that in.
I just
Yeah.
added those two together, it's 888, the normal bill was 61, so that, take that off, and it's 827, and I just, in my head, kind of did
Right.
half and a quarter, 620,
But
75%.
going forward, we use that, I mean, it's just,
Typically, people, they forgive the sewer portion of it above.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
exactly.
Above their average use, and give them a break on the water, the best water rate on everything above its average. They can pay the water. She could always take it as a lien too. You could ask if she would sign off on a lien and just put it on the house. And then pay it back over a period of years.
well, forgiving the sewer part makes sense.
Yeah, I think so too.
is that a motion? Are we set on the 620? Or are we on just the sewer?
You know, you can forgive the sewer and whatever you want to do, portion,
And work part of the water.
give her the opportunity to pay it off in installments or the lien process, whichever.
And the rest of it.
Okay. I'll make a motion to take the sewer off of the bill on Karen Larson and take part of the water off also, up to $620 as a credit on her account, and let her make payments, whatever she feels she can do on the balance of the bill.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great, so moved. All right. Number 14, Pete, discussion possible action on beautification for Union Hotel.
Scratching a bunch of different things there for you guys. But the gist of it is I'm gonna get serious about fixing that hotel across the street, which opens a whole bunch of cans of worms. There's one electric feed to it that's technically 2 buildings, so I need another service off there. And then actually that building is feeding the brain transfer building also. So the first thing would be to separate that so I can have another meter there, and they just can have their own meter. Like, they have their own meter, but it's all raked off the back of that building. You go
Be an
back
apartment?
What?
That part would be an apartment?
The new part will be, it'll be like a separate condo. The original building was built about 1875, and then the north part, you can work in the garage north, was built about 1920-ish or so. So that'll be its own separate, it is its own separate building, but now there's a whole busted in wall upstairs. So that'll get tore back, so. And I'm gonna make it so it could be used if that could go as retail, but it'll just be a garage and kitchen area on the main floor and off 2-bedroom bathroom on the upstairs part of it. So the electric is one issue, the next issue is sewer, getting the sewer into that, and then the next one, me and Jeremy were looking, the whole building doesn't have a water shut off, one of them, now. So,
There's only one water service line there now.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
And I don't know how good it is, to tell you the truth, like the hoodoos, when you just crack that valve, it shoots into that building.
You have issues with that fire hydrant.
Yeah. So it started out, I was really just going to try to apply for the city sidewalk program, which everybody else has, so the city would just pay for the curb gutter and the pavers, and I would pay for the sidewalk. But while that is open, it would be the best time to put the sewer and the water lines in there. The electric isn't, I mean, that can be done in 6 months or better sooner, but.
Do they want to,
So I kind of scratched together what it's gonna cost me. So for me to get that back part back into the shape, is gonna be a little over $50,000. You can see the windows that window color scheme will be about like the city hall here. You'll have the bronze windows in the back and a bronze garage door, main floor door too, and the tan, and the rest of it will be like brick red with white windows.
what do they want to change to? Two separate.
Yeah, it's 2 separate buildings. You can just like what you go down around Council Bluffs where they're all kind of stacked on each other. That's exactly what it is.
So when do you want to start this?
Says finish by August.
Some of the things, because I think we can't start sidewalk until, so I think that this is, me and Clint talked a little bit, whether it's one big massive project or whether you separate it out. I mean, the plumbing guys and then the electric guys, are 2 different people. So to get the electric there, you would, whatever you want, but somehow the city would need to take bids on the electric portion of it. And I kind of think that the sewer and water might be different parts than the sidewalk also. It would need to be coordinated pretty quickly, but people that are experts in sewer water aren't necessarily experts in sidewalk.
Elton has a pretty good guy. Oh, you weren't here for that, but-
I thought Herb and
So what I'm looking for really is just to see if you, what questions you guys have, and then, a little bit of your coaching on how we move forward, we're gonna get this in one big deal, but I'm ready to go on.
If you're willing to start working on it, I'm willing to help you with working. Okay.
So I know that there's a process here where you would have to say that you're okay to take bids, and then we'd have to, me and Jeremy and Heidi could make up the exact specifications, because I'm sure if you want a certain size water line and sewer line and electric service, you have some.
Yeah, we'll have to, are you putting apartments upstairs?
Yeah.
So we'll have to look at that. See which.
To make sure you exactly what you need there. Yeah.
Or I guess we're doing two separate, we're doing one for one end, one for just the apartments, right?
Yes.
And so you're only talking to have temporary rough-in services for this portion also, or only enough currently for this portion?
This one, the whole main floor is in service already, and the upstairs, that's already there. That would just be on me fixing
So
it
we're
up.
gonna change that electrical situation.
Yeah, that's only one wire run through a hole in the wall right now that's getting, the main service comes in here and then it taps back over to rings. So it would just come there and be done, and then one would come up the middle and hit this
Do
ram
you still
rings.
wanna leave
Yes.
all that overhead stuff for the existing building, or wanna
Just
put
leave it here,
underground?
but it would tap it here, unless Jeremy thinks he wants to, underground it back in there, 'cause there's probably room to do that too. Then get it off of Randy's buildings.
Did we underground everything that Al wanted us to?
Well, it's, yeah, all except for right there. There's a pole.
That's the
that
last
goes-
of it.
Just because it was,
Yes.
you know,
So
all
messy.
in 14 different directions, but it can be done.
Do you know if Watson did any of that when they were here?
I know Watts would do anything we want, they call them up, they'll do anything we want to do, they'll come right away.
What
So if you
is-
laid it out, you could get 3 electrical bids. I mean, 6 weeks or however long it takes you to get them.
What is our program?
For the
You
sidewalk?
said you wanted to apply for it.
Well,
What
the
is the
sidewalk
program?
program was just what we did before, just like you said, what we
Yeah.
had done.
we do
I
curbing.
wasn't on.
We do
you
the
guys did
curb and
that.
gutter, and then the property owner
Does-
pays
It's for the sidewalk.
the sidewalk.
And we cover the cost of the pavers on the edge too. So, and what we did before, we offered an option so they could just pay for it, or we could allow them to finance it through their bill, if I remember correctly. I don't even remember if we had it.
Special assessment.
Yeah, special assessment.
The problem was is the old sidewalks were just laid on top of the streets. So when you had freezing thaw, then they start slipping out and cracking and breaking. So part of that, besides the city getting a nice curb that's uniform, is that curb and gutter holds everything up against the roads. So it doesn't fall off. It seems like it's all over.
It's good. I noticed in front of the bank there's some issues with that.
Oh.
So we have to, two things that, one that's on here is this bump out. We gotta determine if we want to have the bump out again.
Yes.
And then the other thing we're gonna have to realize is that to the north of that building, there's that section of sidewalk that we've had conversations with that property owner before in the past, and he wasn't necessarily willing to work with us, but if we're going to tear it out, we're gonna need to do something different. So there's a special assessment process for that too, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know if we want to go. It's gonna be a whole other thing.
Well, Ed's got a big white entrance into his shed. I mean,
Yeah.
I could do something.
I don't think the entrance is the issue, it's just that property owner didn't believe that we needed to do anything to it. So
Right.
It's just gonna be an issue, an issue.
So getting 50/50, getting them to pay the portion of the sidewalk.
That'll be tough over there.
All right,
So just,
what if we just went so far?
well, then we're gonna have elevation issues.
Yeah, it all goes down the drain and water.
Yeah, because the drain is right there in front of Pete's building on the corner from the street, so if we have to change any elevation too, it's consistent.
You have to leave that exactly, yeah, if you did. But that's doable.
So just so we know.
So what is the ordinance? Agenda.
As far as the agenda,
What's the agenda say?
discussion of possible action on beautification for Union Hotel.
So like the electric and the sewer, that would really be like if you were gonna build a new house, you would be stuffing that stuff into them, which is, that's really a new piece. So those three pieces are just, to me, if you were, somebody's building a new house, you would make a motion to give them service, maybe you wouldn't even have to make an action on that.
Do we know where the lines are there? If they're on,
Do we know where those service lines are down there, Jeremy? or-
Yeah, I got that video.
I mean, are they on that side of the street?
Because Zimmerman's would have got into there for Ed's and
Okay.
the other one.
The other one was already in.
Okay.
Right, was tapped into
Right.
that. So it's right there.
Nate's not there. Never knows.
While you do this, are you painting with hotel?
Yeah, that's what's, so the old part of it in the picture there.
We got a few different things.
Yeah.
That's the original piece, and then you can see the next piece is where the addition is added on. So the original piece will be gray red with white trim, white windows, all bottom ones are done already, and I put the one on the west upstairs also, and then the new part, we have you just like City Hall, tan.
Oh, okay, all right.
Whoever's right, most of the brick people say that just take it off and re-tuck point it, so the bricks, once they've been painted, that kind of loses some of their, whatever, brick look. Since it's been painted since 1925, we're gonna just keep painting it, yeah.
So we need to get some bids in. We also need to determine whether
Or just make a motion to get bids to move along with this, and then determine if you want to help out like that or not.
So yes, is that a no?
The bump out originally was planned in there on that corner because then it gets your stop sign just like the bank out and out in the middle. Because right now, by the time they stop, because there's already a bump here, they gotta creep out.
And it matches the one across.
Yeah.
Continues.
There's one on its new.
Across from Pete's.
Across from the other.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
so no-
There's one on that
Yeah,
intersection, that pizza office, there's insurance
Just like the
office.
thing, there's one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it's the opposite of your one. We have three of
I
them.
don't know about that.
I kind of like them.
Aesthetic.
I think it would
Yeah.
match. I mean, the other side has it, so.
Right.
I like it.
Well, they're handicap accessible.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll make a motion to, run a bid, minimum of 3 each to do the sidewalk work, including the bump out on the, corner of Main Street and Fourth on the Union Hotel property.
Great. Second,
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Consent,
So
it's
moved.
okay.
Okay, great. Thanks, Steve.
And then the other stuff, let's see, take bids on that too. I mean, that's the city's deal, but giving me services. How do you normally?
I think we should just call Watts, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
contractors and.
Yeah, they might be able to design, build it out there versus having Al design something for them.
And the sewer water would just be however you want to do it, whatever he gets to do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great.
Thanks, Pete.
Alright, 15, discussion possible action on possibilities and ideas for 403rd French Street property, everybody knows where that is, right?
This is Southern Rocky Drive.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. So So is Norm moved out yet? I guess that's the question.
Yeah, he's been moved out for
Okay.
a few weeks now.
Yeah. He's moved out, I have the keys and everything.
He signed the deed over to us on the 31st or 30th.
Anybody been in it?
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm sure there's some clutter to pick up with
Anybody been in
that.
it?
I have not.
I think someone needs to go in and do an assessment and see. I mean, it was in good shape and I can't imagine Norm left it in bad shape, but he might have left some stuff
The
behind.
garage area, I'm sure has
Yeah.
stuff in it.
So,
Not a lot, but
Alright,
some.
so let's put that on our calendars, that when it's convenient for you guys, if you could pop in there, get the keys from Heidi, pop in and take a look around at your convenience, that would be great. And maybe we can discuss this again next month in July to see what our possibilities are for use.
sure.
Yeah.
I did have, I just, as one little thing to, Hannah with the Lookout Village approached me a while back, and they may have a need for another space, interim. I don't know if that happened or not, but that's a possibility, an option. I don't know.
Oh, from besides the one she has.
Yeah,
Was it
there was an issue
before?
with,
Before they got where they are now? Or
no, after. Yeah. I guess there was a potential issue with the landlord and the tenant, and so I don't know how that worked out, but other than that,
Good.
There's
Awesome.
a Penny Ekman, Penny and Russ that live in town. She wants to start a barber shop somewhere just to do men's hair, not women's. She's looking for space too.
Right on. Okay. All right, moving on to discussion possible action on the city of Neola parcel number 7742244540-01-001 land. That is the triangular ball diamond, right by the ball diamond on the other slot. We have this little triangle area that right now, is it Tony?
Tony
Osborne that farms it, and he's farming it right now. But it is actually city property.
right. That section, that rectangular section right below it is the city's as well.
I tried to highlight it in green.
That's the one we bought us a couple years ago.
The triangle's the one we bought, the other one was the piece that we already owned.
Oh, okay.
So we do on this first section. Okay.
So
Yeah,
that's,
Jeremy wanted that for something.
well, at the time, we wanted to try and expand our green space for a well. That was the intention of buying.
So we own all this
Yes.
here, the green
Yeah,
and
That's
yellow.
what the yellow,
yes,
That's the latest part we bought, is
yeah.
the yellow.
like bought it like
See,
yesterday, bought it
no.
anytime.
About a year
It's
ago,
been a couple
maybe.
years.
So this,
Heidi was here.
this
I know, last summer
So the
we bought
whole
it.
we've
entire
always
green
owned
area
all
is
this
nice.
ever since,
Do we
yes.
have a well down here?
We have a well way back here.
Over here.
Yeah.
And we just recently bought that,
Okay.
because it was owned by some,
No.
I mean, there's nothing
So
to
how-
decide. It
What
was-
do we
It's
do?
real.
I don't know why it's a lady.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
And then
Well,
That's just the background.
Can't remember her name. She lived in Council.
But
Who's
the,
gonna tell us?
Ron Ring was
why
his
what?
Why is this on here?
yes,
Oh, I brought it up.
Oh, yours.
I brought it up because I walk out there every day, whoa,
Oh,
Whoa.
and,
look how fast our electricity switched over. That's good.
and I just called Heidi and I said, hey, did we get rent? It's farm, I know that we own that.
I had a conversation with Tony about it a couple of months ago, at the beginning of the year when he planted. And he was like, well, I guess we could figure out a deal, but you get like $10 off of it. I mean, the intention was,
How many,
it's not much, I think it's less than
how
that.
much is it?
yeah.
Well, and.
Farmable is, I mean, the parcel isn't 100% farmable either, so.
Because Jeremy, didn't we talk originally that someday we hope to put the well there, the next
It'd be
well
something,
we do?
we could think about, we need more acres,
Yeah.
you know, and then just put it right there.
I mean, we'd always hoped to maybe be able to acquire more ground around that.
And I think
And
J.O.
So I
said
guess we gotta play nice.
4 acres,
Yeah,
I think,
J.O.,
at
we
least
need
4
4
acres
for a well.
for a well, just by the time all
That's not bad.
the setbacks.
We need 4
Green space, yeah, you
for a
need 4
well.
acres.
Because your current source is groundwater influenced by surface water,
Surface
right?
water, yeah. And we're in a triggered, not 100% triggered, but we're in a triggered area, so we have to at least maintain 4 acres around it. I mean, that'd be one of our best spots to put all of our piping right there.
Yeah.
Cheap. I mean, we're not looking
It's
at.
probably far
And-
enough away.
And I did talk to Rural Water too about it. Did you get He said he talked to you about that too, about Neil.
Which guy?
Kerry Kiesel?
Yeah, I've talked to him in the past about different businesses.
Right. I know he was talking to you about maybe getting into Neil at some point.
Yeah.
So that's another option.
That was a conversation that we had. Is that, right, Rich brought it up, I talked to Jeremy about it, and if we were able to do that, I don't know financially if it makes sense or not, but
Yeah,
then
prices.
what would we need another well for if we had?
It has to make sense money-wise,
Right.
honestly,
Yeah.
because it eliminates so many problems. You know what I mean? Just probably upgrading your treatment plants, you're gonna spend $1.5 million, $2 million just to get it back to where they put it into service today. I don't know that you need it. I think you just borrow money about
Well, yeah, they're fairly linear.
What you could do though, and probably makes sense as a starting point, is kind of the caveat is you got to make sure your treatment systems all sync together, because how you treat water, if you blend the two different treatment methods together, it can actually make your water quality worse. You know what I mean? So if you have like compatibility there, starting out with just a emergency backup in case you have a source problem.
Well, and that was the other thought on the thing is, given the maintenance contract we just entered into, and we know that the tower is going to be down pretty, near future for that interior repaint, whatever it is. And if we had a rural water supply, it wouldn't be an issue. You just isolate the tower, they can do the repairs and turn it back on. But if half don't, then we're back to leaving the hydrants run and wasting a lot of water. And that's a long repair, it sounds like, when they come to do that.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know, maybe the timing might work out anyway, but it's just something we should
Yeah.
consider.
There's a few things that are, there's like several pros and cons. It's, your cost per 1,000 gallon will probably go up. I don't know where it is right now, honestly, but, some places, you're probably closer to where they can serve. I don't know how much capacity they have out of their Minden tower. That would be a big consideration, like whether or not they can set aside enough water. Otherwise, they kind of wacky. I know I work for Zyra too, if you know where that is, and they're a hot customer. They pay about 8 times more than what Avoca pays to buy water from them every
But do
day.
they have any treatment capability of their own? Do they still? do they-
Neither town does.
I know Minden's, they still treat, and they still maintain their own system, but they
Still
commingle
blended.
somehow.
Yeah, it's a blended deal.
And they seem to like the way that it works over there.
Yeah, it's a good idea for sure.
So getting back to this.
That was one thing we were talking about, just actually at Jeremy's review earlier, was
Yeah, I know.
we set aside money to do a water facility plan, because that was kind of, one of the first things we did back in 14, 15 is we did we identified the 5 projects, and we got concepts on them. We've gone through the electric, we got the housing ones basically going now, the park one is taking shape, and we're going to be probably 2 or 3 years away from doing anything now, so, getting that planning process started and kind of getting our potential funds and different things put together.
The infrastructure.
Yeah, it'll take 2 years to do that.
So are you, with this, are you concerned that we should go after a grant money on it?
No, I was just
want to know the
curious.
status.
Yep.
I don't know if we have a status. The intent wasn't to continue to farm it necessarily, but that little bit isn't going to do us any good to turn into grass really either.
So just
Is that a good spot back there?
Yeah, because I think we need to look to the future that if we want to buy more later, we want to live in the
As long as everyone understands it's the cities, I guess, is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Liability wise, should we have an agreement with them regardless, that even if they're allowed to farm it, that they know that?
I don't think so. In terms of liability, they have liability to us, regardless of the contract or whatever. They would have more, it's easier to make sure they have liability to us without,
Money up to
giving them permission.
So no action? Good. Okay. 17, finally, public comments.
I'm doing Frank Hemboss
Oh, yeah, we gotta come back.
Oh, we gotta go to G, sorry,
Sorry.
hold on.
Yeah, Jerry, that's how excited.
Hold on, guys. All right, back to building permit for Frank Heimbach, 107 Lawrence Circle for the front porch.
Alright, so he originally was out of compliance with the building code, right? For this portion.
It was pretty much impossible. His house, as it stands now, is out of compliance with the building code. And I'll tell you why. I had this conversation with the P&Z, and one of the reasons why I didn't have to get the code change done is because those lots up there were platted on different standards than what you have now. Yeah, your standards now are like more your big lot standards. Those lots they're 80 feet deep. You know what I mean? So, and you have 50 feet of setbacks. So I just, no, it's very, I mean, it's something that is limited. And I just don't think that when you have a blanket like that you apply against lots that weren't really designed to have that big standard, you basically make it to where you can't let people invest in the property.
So, was there any special purpose for that addition to the house?
I think it was to modify how the front porch looked, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jeremy?
For access to get inside the house.
Right.
Because I think right now it must just have a little entryway that goes right up to the steps, I guess.
Yeah, because it's a split level. There really isn't a porch, there's just
So
a
he's
step.
adding on towards the street?
Yeah, towards the street, towards the street. The
8
front,
foot further out.
8 by 12.
25 feet.
And it says 38 from the front door
That's to the street.
to the street.
Now there's another,
Eight.
yeah, well, there's about 12 and a half feet. I guess we didn't really ever talk about the right-of-way width, but the typical right-of-way width is 50 feet and it's centered on the road. And then you'll have 12 and a half feet on each side of the center line, or the edge of the street, or 50 feet, 25 feet from the center line.
I guess one of my biggest concerns is it seems like every time that there's an issue that comes up where someone isn't compliant in this town, they just get a variance and they do whatever they want anyway. So why do we even bother to have building codes and ordinances if we aren't going to maintain enforcement?
In the ordinance that we have that you'll look at, everything's 100% easier. It really, just by design, because you have two different things that go on. You have your old plats, like from your, pre like 1930s, and the lots are all narrow. And then you have this era of time when all your lots are shallow. So you have like probably 3/4 of your lots in town that would jive up with the regulation.
So was there any thought or logic or discussion from P&Z to why this is a good reason?
They asked if it would comply under the new ordinance.
Yeah,
And
It does.
and it does.
Okay.
That was their main logic. And then they also asked if it was possible to have. Yeah, the P&Z's not too bad. Lon's good. Is it Tim? Tim's good. I'm trying to forget who the other member was. I mean, everybody else I did. Oh, Fred was, yes.
Oh, we have to accept the building permit.
I make a motion to accept the building permit.
I'll second.
Frank Heimbach.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so moved. Now public comment.
My turn?
Yep.
Jerry Farley, representing the Lions Club. Concerning our playground equipment we had down at the ballpark under the shelter. We were originally planning to locate that north of the old playground, beside the shelter that's there. We got thrown in the hole because of the electrical lines under there and the shelter, I guess, up there, I don't know. Anyway, we were down there today looking at the area, and we have a new proposal, and we want to get that playground equipment installed, and hopefully you will approve a location for it. In the existing playground area, we have the smaller playground equipment here,
swing set here, and in between you have a merry-go-round, which I understand has to come out sometime.
Insurance issues.
And the Yogi Bear teeter totter and the little yellow horse rocker. If we removed those, took them out and relocated them to where we want, we could prevent any place in it. If you wanted to take out the swing set too, because it's getting old water, but it's usable. Anyway, that area, I'd like permission. I understand from Jeremy that there's no electrical lines over there. He doesn't see any issues. So I'd like you to consider that or come up with a better proposal
Yeah.
so we can.
Some of you may know this already, but is this equipment up to code today? I mean, okay.
It was purchased from a school opposed to council.
Nicole and I went over there looking at it this last weekend a little bit. Pete stopped by too. He kind of had some.
Kind of plans.
Had a plan.
Made me feel a
We were a little
easier.
nervous at first. but-
And he should just show you the picture.
Plan.
When it's up, it looks great.
No, I've never seen a picture.
He has a whole bunch on his phone.
He has it on his
Thanks,
phone. Corner him, because he has
Need
a
to hear.
bunch, and it looks really, really nice when it's up. So,
It's weathered some since then.
I'm sure it has.
well, and it probably needs a big.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it up.
Well, at this point, yes. If it's horrible, at some point, then we can start over again. if we
Right.
have to. There's been a lot of hard work and consternation at this point. It would be nice to have it up for a while.
So you want to
Yeah,
take out the merry-go-round?
Picture the area.
The merry-go-round, Jeremy said, is a insurance issue. There was an issue with,
They brought it up to us when they were doing the inventory.
yeah.
Before. And, you know, it's just kind of like our highlight.
It's not necessarily that it has to be back, it's just if it goes, it
Keep
can't
it in
come
working
back.
order, right?
Yeah.
Right, and it does have metal and it's.
It's not a good picture.
One of the rocking wings.
Nostalgic.
So they probably went together.
It's not a good picture.
Is there like any sharp parts exposed or any dangerous conditions underneath it or anything?
Oh, yeah.
Meat
grinders.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
Merry-go-round.
Yeah. Jesus.
I think if we took it away, I don't
Right in
think
the middle.
anybody would ever
Basically,
notice, to be honest.
sit this way.
If you put a playground
Yeah.
over that,
Yeah.
that's around there.
Yeah.
Good, let's do it. Good.
Yes.
For at least a couple more
How soon
years.
can it be done?
Oh, I need to do it. That one,
So, are you saying the Lions Club wants to take the merry-go-round out, or is the city supposed to do that?
We don't have the equipment to take the merry-go-round.
Okay.
It's got a big cement base. So we would like,
I told them I would help them at our convenience that we could get it and get it out.
I think it's probably worth some money. Somebody would
Maybe
probably
sell
buy
it.
it.
yeah.
I mean, I don't think you'd have a problem selling it. I don't.
You don't want
If they
it?
drive around in the country, you can
Yeah,
find
I've
it.
seen, yeah.
People
Okay.
look for that stuff.
Maybe the American pickers will come and get it.
I don't think you'd have a problem getting decent money for it.
Because I don't know how much concrete's gonna be in there.
Put on
Yeah.
Craigslist.
We already have one.
Yeah.
Put it on Craigslist, Heidi.
Right, good.
Can we take the action on it?
Give our blessing.
Yes.
Give the blessing to Jeremy and
You're
the
blessed.
operational matters.
You're blessed.
Yeah.
the second thing would be, okay, to have the city's help for equipment that we don't have, like brushing back pea gravel. So
Monday through Friday during working hours.
at their,
At their, yep,
Yes.
convenience.
so we can start?
Yes.
Yep.
Please.
Okay, thank you
Yes.
very much.
All right. Anybody else?
I have something, but
Oh, is that a motion?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
got
Uh-oh.
a paper towel anywhere.
Oh, right there.
I need
There's a whole bunch of
Band-Aid.
bandages out there.
Bleed on.
I need a Band-Aid.
Duct tape?
Man, there's still some.
know.
The kids at North Colby, though.
Okay, I'm Adam Harmon, I work for Bank Neola, and we have a patch in our street or
alley, I don't know what you want to call it, that the bank owns, that is going to, it's sinking, and I'm not positive, I think it's a water line that was repaired years ago. It's just now settling, and it's a pretty good bump through there, and the concrete needs tore out. We as the bank are going to pay for it, and we are going to hire Women's Construction to pay for it. We're going to support local. Also, at the end of the alley is a street alley that has been torn out, I don't quote, I think 2 years, right next to Terry Wellman's. That has been filled with rock, numerous times, but we travel through there every day. Our customers travel through there every day as they come through the lobby, and I feel like it needs to be replaced. I guess my thought process on it is if you have one person come, kill 2 birds with 1 stone while they're there working on it, but I understand you need bids as well. It's not a big project, but I mean, if, speaking with Wellman's who are local, the bank could save, and so could the city save. Instead of having them come do that one and then getting a bid 3 months later and coming and do the other one at the same time, just turn both out at the same time, or if you have more or what, I don't know if you want a bid from them, but we're wanting to do it within the next month or 2 months to get it fixed. So I feel like, I just wanted to say that we're willing to fix ours, and I just feel like it needs to be fixed because it's dealing with our customers. So.
Well traveled.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly.
That's the whole electrical project must be in there. It's really cracking up. So
I noticed that
it's
today.
just going to be kind of a repair job.
Just a
until we
quick
get it.
patch. Yeah.
How big is that piece of drawing?
No,
The bank piece
it's-
measures 36 by 36, and that, that's on the bank. But then up by Terry's, it's about not quite 2 foot wide, but it's
Yeah.
about 6 foot long. It's a little bit longer. So it's
On the electrical project is when that happened. Is that where they had
Well,
the issue?
they hit
Yeah.
their water,
Yes.
and then we had to dig
But as
that
you
up.
drive through there, it settles, and then when it rains, people drive through it today, and it just splashes all over Terry's house too.
Yeah.
That isn't great either. But it's a pretty big bump through there, and now people are starting to drive out and around in the grass, which is right next to the pool. So I think it needs to be fixed. So that's all I have.
Okay.
Thanks.
Great, thanks.
Thanks.
If it's sinking,
I'm gonna
is
get
there
construction
a
of
chance that the water repair or whatever was done is leaking?
Possible. That's my first thought on it.
I think it's just
Where's
pushed
that?
out. It doesn't have a place to stop now.
Where's that one at?
Just shoving.
The one in the bank, is right in the middle.
It's
of
right
the
in the middle.
Right in the middle of the alley.
Really?
It's about smack dab in the middle of.
There's no water there.
There it is.
There is a water line that goes into the bank. And I don't know if it comes through there, but I don't think it's
Most
a
of us
main.
use the alley for delivery, but
I saw it today when I was walking up.
Yeah.
I'll look at that.
So, but then the one up the road by the end of the street, I think it just doesn't have an edge to stop it. So as all them cars go down in it, it's just squashing out.
We gotta do something with the 2x6.
Probably should have.
yeah, sure.
We can get instructions on the guys for the reports.
The beauty of that employee reports,
Yeah,
discussion
everybody
reports.
Okay, anybody else?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I was gonna bring you up in employee reports, but go ahead.
Okay, well, I'll talk now. I'm losing my voice a little bit, so. Eric and I met at the, at soccer fields,
Uh-huh.
okay? I'm Steve Christensen. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention just a couple minutes.
You're her blessed lawnmower.
What's that?
You do our lawn mowing, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Eric and I met down at the fields, and we walked the fields and we looked at it. I would say it's less than anywhere close to being able to be played on. So, we talked a little bit about this, and I think your next, what you should do next is you need to lay those fields out where they're gonna be. And then at that point, I think you need to call in a company that actually does this for a living. Because right now, when the mowers go across it, it's like this all the way across the field. And
some of the guys that work for me actually play soccer on the weekends and leagues, and they said, no way. I mean, it's just, it might be a good grade for like a housing subdivision or something like that, but it doesn't have the one degree grade on it. It's just not close, and I think.
Yeah.
What's our agreement with Snyder? Part of that agreement, are they gonna do anything with those soccer fields as far as taking care of the surface and?
They'll have a
and
plan
metal?
to make a plan to make a plan. We'll have to hire somebody to do it.
So okay.
They're supposed to have done that topographical survey for us.
And they're supposed to talk to us about it on July 9th?
Yeah, I did call Larry Foster from Council Bluffs today, and he wasn't in, and he told me, or the guy that I did speak with said that their head guy, Smith something or other, call them back next week to see World Series stuff right now. And that they'd be willing to kind of give us the same type of, professional advice. And they maintain all their stuff themselves, so
Yeah,
I'm sure that
that'll be
might
fine.
bear some fruit too.
And, the last meeting, the special meeting, I told you guys, I contacted the guy that's gonna take care of this. We'll
Right.
see what he said. He said he'd come up with a plan within a week. Well, that was Friday and today's Monday. He stopped by and I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I was there today, we were mowing today, so
Right.
I mean, it's, I think when you're dealing with sports fields, you're dealing with kids and the liabilities that you have on these fields like that, it has to be right. You just can't just.
That's what the family wants too. I talked to Roger a couple weeks ago.
And I did a lot of work with, and I'm having a little problem finding the right people on this, but I did a lot of work with them at the Dana College sports fields, the Boys Town sports fields, and stuff like that. And I knew that this might be just a little more than I can handle, so I called somebody in to help me, okay? And there's one in Webster City, Iowa, I think that's the same guys that I used at Dana College, who fixed their football field, built their soccer field.
Now,
And
it's grass, turf, and not, it's grass and not turf, right?
It's grass. These guys, it may cost a little bit more, but it's gonna be done right, and you're only gonna have to do it one time, okay?
I think that's what we need to do, is we need to make sure that Snyder bids it out, as it's gotta be a professional organization that does that.
Well, and I would do I would say, what are your references? What have you done in our area? Anybody could say, well, I did this, if you can't go and see their actual work.
Well, there's a Council West complex that is gorgeous,
Yeah.
there's gotta be somebody that
I
they
have a
hired.
feeling it's the same.
Probably.
It's the same group. Back when I worked with them, I think they were called Athletic Field Incorporated.
Athletic Field Incorporated.
And I think that was 16 years ago. So, how things change, the boys take over the business and stuff. It may be called the Iowa Sports Field now, and it's in Webster City, Iowa, but I think that's the same.
Ones that probably.
The same ones that I work with. When I realized Dana College isn't a college anymore, but they actually had some really nice sports fields. And I attribute it to these guys because they came in, they put it together, and they did what they said they were gonna do. And it worked out.
There's gotta be somebody local, because Creighton,
Well,
it's
see,
it's
I
like a
think
full-time
Creighton-
job taking care of all of
Yeah.
these soccer fields.
Ameritrade and those places like that, they have people on staff, that's all they do. We have to bring somebody in, that can, actually, if the grade was anywhere close, we could, I can help you out from that point forward. But I know what the first thing they're gonna ask you is how are you gonna water it? Because they're pretty proud of their work too. They're not just gonna do it and then say, see you later.
Right.
They're gonna wanna know that it's being taken care of. So, they may do the irrigation for you, I can do it for you. There's other companies.
We also have to make sure that it's the legal size to hold tournaments for high school.
I think it would be, but, Eric and I were looking at this. and we've got some major slopes. I mean, the guys were saying if they were on the
West side.
west side, that's the side they'd always run, because they were running downhill all the time. Because it goes, and then it goes down to that corner, so even the tilt, I mean, I also talked to a gentleman that does grading, and it looks like the grading just went one way. By the way the, I don't know, what do you want to call them, dips and everything in it.
Yeah.
He didn't know, but he said that's what it appeared to be. And I'm not a grading expert, but you know.
I drive by it every day, you can see it from the road. I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty.
We were standing there.
But that's just settling too. I mean, I'm not saying the guy that did it did a good or bad job. It's
No.
just over time, the rain's
But
got back.
it
and
wasn't
stuff.
designed to be
permanent. It was just, you know, it was an ag guy that did it,
Yeah.
that we were just trying to get cover on it and stuff, you know.
But I
Yeah,
think
the
if you're
field.
gonna take this to actual playing, you need one of these companies to come in, you know, at least give you advice on it. At that point, you know, if you decide to use them or not, you know, but I would use, you know, somebody at least in the state of Iowa,
Right.
Yeah.
you know. They know, you know, what our winters are like, they know, you know, all this stuff. We also-
Steve's not gonna promote turf.
Turf doesn't lead mode very often, does it?
No turf. But,
And I'm pretty sure the family doesn't want to.
Well, the soccer teams don't want turf either.
Well, that's what they plow in the state is grass.
Yeah.
So
well, that's what you should.
that's gonna
play on.
have some pull
You
for
know,
us.
that's part of the sport. You're playing outside, you should play on real grass. I'm not an AstroTurf fan at all. I do think that once you get these guys, if you call these guys, you have them come in, they're gonna make a whole lot more sense on. They're probably gonna shake their head and go,
That's the business they're in, though. I mean, we
Well,
probably
yeah.
need to hear that.
We do, that's the problem, we haven't had that opportunity.
Right.
but I'm willing to help as much as I can, you know, on this, you know.
Right.
I think the first step is you need to find out who's gonna lay the fields out. They need to be laid out. Is Snyder obligated to do that in contract? Do you need Eric to lay it out, or if you want?
Well,
It's the bids.
I think that's the general public's disappointment with this whole thing.
Exactly.
They don't know what are we getting into? What's gonna, one field, two field, four fields? Where's the concession stand gonna be? I mean, the bathroom is a big issue down there.
Yeah, we do have actually floor plans for all that. It's all made out and
But I
everything.
think
We're
people
into
need
the
to
point
see it.
now.
I mean, I was talking to
Bidding.
Lynn Dittmer, and she used to work for a company that promoted athletic fields or playground equipment, and she said, you gotta get a billboard up, and you gotta post what it's gonna look like, so people can get excited about it. I mean, just something, hey, here's what we're gonna
This is
do.
one of our, whenever.
So, I don't know, that's just my, I work in public, and that's what I hear. So,
Well, yeah, well, and you know, we have been talking about it at our meetings.
well, that's here.
And that's,
Yeah.
no, but it's taped.
Right.
And it is on television, but not everybody gets well in communication either. So, yeah, we'll see what we can do to get that
I
out.
think half the problem is just the financial end of it. We've been blown off so many times. We didn't know where we were gonna be at them until recently. We just said, we're gonna just do it.
But I think you get people excited.
Right, it would.
If they can see a plan.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, my kid's gonna play here, and this is
You know,
what it's gonna look like.
Right.
Holy cow, I mean, I've been doing
Well,
hoodoo and big bingo and donating money and my time and down there, and it's like, don't do anything.
Well, a lot of people are under the impression that our city has no money, and the reality is that we do have money, but it's like everybody else. We don't like to dip into our savings, but we are going to dip into our savings. So, that makes us feel a little uneasy, but we're doing it, so.
Well, I think at the end, if that was sports I call them sports complexes. If it could be one of the best
Yes.
in the area. Now, I have some questions on where they, you know, where they have their fields laid out. That's gonna be a great nightmare, because they've got big soccer field going this way, and then they've got another one going
Well, the
in.
intention is none of it's permanent necessarily. The idea of it all being green spaces they can move and manipulate. So, you know, if it's high schoolers playing on, there'll be a game field and there'll be a practice field. And then if there's a, you know.
That's why it's kind of important that it gets laid out.
Right.
Yes.
And so it's laid out.
Right.
Right.
And I would, if you're gonna have Snyder do that, or Eric, or myself, or whoever, I would have that done before you call these people in, because that's gonna be a huge expense. Yeah, and say, hey, this is where the main field is, or where we would like it, you know, and then take their suggestions on it.
You know, is that something we should do to get, you know, social media is so hot right now?
Yeah.
Do we put it on our website? Our proposed drawing?
Well, how
Can
about
we do
this,
that?
guys? My son,
I think we
there's so
open-
many drones, or my son's drones, lay it out, put the drone out there, and put it on Facebook, hey, this is our vision,
Yeah.
help us out.
I mean, even people from other towns come in here,
Oh, yeah.
that may not be part of that local social media, and they'll ask, what are you doing with that? What's this spot for?
Looks like a big
Nope.
green field.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
no,
they don't
no.
have a clue, but if they can see something, they come in and play a game on board,
Yeah.
maybe.
Right.
Hey, geez, I gotta have a tournament here in 3 years.
Right.
You do have a lot of people while they were down working on the flower beds. You have a lot of people that want.
Well, we
that
were
track
just
down.
in Logan. We were just in Logan last weekend for a baseball tournament. Unreal the amount of people that came in there. I mean, that little ball field down there could generate a ton of income. I mean, it's a city-owned park. I
When
mean,
you
it's
had tournaments.
different than Minden and Persia. where-
And you've got a lot of money.
We can control.
I don't see
Yeah,
why we don't.
I think, I mean, a nice little, and I think that's what the small family volunteers, right?
It-
is I want to see a Hoodoo Day soccer tournament. I want to see people come to this town.
Right.
We need
Um,
to be fields.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so
I
we
think that's
have,
the big
we
step.
have 14 minutes before we have to call this meeting. So
Oh,
is there
okay.
anyone else who has any public comments that they would like to talk about? Okay, we have to go on to the employees, and I
Just
think we
left.
lost Evelyn. Heidi, do you have any comments that you want to make or anything like that?
We just had 92 delinquent letters, 20 red tags,